Oh, this is... Now, you might be asking yourself.
You
Jelly
better
Lord.
have a
Listen,
good
listen.
defense, alright?
Listen. I know there are many other Dimps Sonic the Hedgehog games that we could have been doing instead of Sonic 4. But I recorded this because there were rumors that Sonic the Hedgehog 5 was being made. And that turned out to just be Superstars. Which, you know, kind of, sort of similar. But
You mean Sonic the Hedgehog 6?
No.
What?
This is...
You won't call Mania Sonic the Hedgehog 5?
No, because this is not Sonic 4. Anyways.
I'll agree with you there.
This is what is called Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1. A game that I think is way too overhated for what it is.
Well, you see, it is Sonic the Hedgehog 4 because that's the title, so that's why it rightfully deserves the hate.
Yeah, but no. I think I hate the title that it has because this is clearly mobile Sonic game, the game. So, you know, it for what it is, I think it's a fun time as a 2D Sonic game, but it is absolutely no fucking Sonic 4. That's for sure. Like, if you compare this to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, dear lord.
Well, again, because of the title, that is all this game's legacy is. And I'll agree, that's unfortunate. But it's just kind of how it is. I feel so bad for the developers.
I feel bad for the developers, and I genuinely, I do feel bad for this game a little bit, because, like, yeah, it's not nothing special, nothing you've played before, or it's nothing you haven't played before, I guess I should say. But it's just a 2D, it's a fun 2D Sonic game. It's a pretty decent to average 2D Sonic game. Like, this is better easily than any of the Game Gear games, I think. This is better than... well, I'd play this over something like Pocket Adventure, even though that has more faithful physics to classic Sonic.
And as someone who's played none of those, I will not play this over anything.
I like this more than...
Wait, hang on. I might play this over Shadow the Hedgehog.
What are you talking about?
I'd play this over Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, I would.
Okay, well... So would I, but that's just because you can beat this game in an hour. But yeah, I like this game. I'm the hashtag Sonic 4 defender. Because, like, I'll be honest, this is like the first Sonic game I ever beat and like fully completed.
I'd already be in Heroes and Unleashed.
I mean, actually, the first Sonic game I ever beat and completed was Sonic Rivals. But that's, I would say, even more of a shallow game than this.
Man, only a PSP? Couldn't be me.
Having a PSP was peak. I remember making that decision as a child because I saw a trailer for Sonic Rivals and I thought it looked better than Sonic Rush.
I need to get a PSP. I want to watch Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within on it.
Yeah, you do that. But now, for now, we're playing Sonic 4. And, yeah. This is certainly a video game. I would, like I was saying earlier, I would personally play this over a lot of Sonic games, just because, you know, for me, this is like the Sonic junk food for me. I like to sit down and just dash through this, because I'm inhumanely good at this game. So
I see that with the special stages.
Yeah,
you actually have these memorized and know where to go and how to bounce Sonic correctly.
I don't have them memorized, but I do know how to bounce Sonic correctly. Because, like, for some reason, Sonic cannot slide along walls in this like he can in Sonic 1. He always bounces until he slows down enough. So you're always just going to be bouncing off of everything. And you can use that to help you slow down and get your bearings for a second to turn. What were you saying?
Sorry, no, you finish.
Okay. I was just going to say we should probably talk about the fact that, yeah, this game is a mobile game. And that's why it is the way that it is.
Yeah, I was going to bring up on that. That was the first way I played this game. And actually, the only way I played Sonic 4 Episode 1. I've only ever played the mobile version. So you have to control those special stages with motion controls. And gyroscope controls, which I don't think were that bad. I don't remember them being that bad.
You can actually, there's two control methods. You can switch between, like, turning your phone. And you can also switch to a mode that lets you press the left half or the right half of your screen to manually turn the stage, like you can with a D-pad in this.
Gotcha. Well, the first one's what I used, probably because it was the default.
The motion controls for the mobile version of this are, oh my god.
It should be noticed I didn't beat this game with all the Chaos Emeralds or even the final boss until after I had beaten all of episode 2. Mm-hmm. So I saw the teaser for Metal Sonic, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I already knew about that, though."
Yeah, it's a funny little game. The history of this game is hilarious.
Yeah, because there's three different versions of this game. You got the mobile version, you got the version on Xbox 360 and PS3. And PC.
You have the Wii version.
Yeah, and the Wii versions, of course, I think it's mostly the same. It just runs like ass and has way worse music.
It does not run like ass. It runs exactly the same.
Oh, okay. I haven't played it. Okay, I'm talking on my ass here. I just know the music was bad.
The only thing that is noticeably different about the Wii version is they give you save file slots. Don't know why the other versions of this game don't do that. But it also has sequenced music instead of the like MP3 synth files that the HD versions use, which is hilarious because it's technically more faithful to the original Genesis games in that way by having actual sequenced music. It's pretty fun. I always just nowadays play on my PC, but back when I was younger, I played the game on 360 pretty much exclusively. And I stayed up to download Sonic 4 Episode 2 at midnight the day it came out. So that was my first midnight release Sonic game. I love Sonic 4 way more than any one person should.
That's fair.
It's just I don't know. I'm very nostalgic for it, and I know it, and I know it's weird to say that about the nostalgia pandering game. But it wasn't nostalgia pandering to me because I hadn't played any of the other Sonic games really that much yet. So to me, this was just a new Sonic game, and it was fun. So
I think what I liked about this when it came out is I had known about it obviously heavily advertised back to the classic 2D or the classic gameplay and shit. And at this point, my only experience with that had been Sonic 1 on the GBA. So, to me, everything else at that point was so far removed, and I didn't think I'd ever be able to play it. I had no concept of, these games being re-releases. I didn't know the collection on the 360 existed yet. So this was, to me, a really cool way to get that classic gameplay. So it was almost I had been perfect for that nostalgia bomb that this game was going for.
Yeah.
Now I'm a jaded adult. And I hate it. And also the special stages made me hate this game so much.
Yeah, I
had a really bad time with them as a kid.
I think, the mobile version of this game, while it is 99% the same, the changes it does have are not good. The minecart stage, the fucking
What, the minecart stage was the best. I played the shit out of that stage. I loved it.
Well, I'd still prefer the actual level that we get in this.
No, the minecart stage was peak.
But like one of the casino stages is literally just a slot machine where you have to get enough points to win, essentially.
Yeah, definitely mobile design.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like, it is like you look at this game and you're like, yeah, this would fit perfectly as like.
This shouldn't have left mobile devices. It's the same problem that like Crisis Core and Final Fantasy Type 0 had when they got off of mobile devices. Is their mobile gameplay was way more egregiously mobile than something like Metroid Fusion or Zero Mission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I do think the game in its non-mobile form is appreciably better. Because, you get actual Sonic levels instead of weird gimmick levels, and you get, full control over Sonic and not having to worry about touch controls. So, I would say it is appreciably better to play on console, and I would have been fine with it being on console. I will actually
defend the gimmick levels, at least the ones that use things that only mobile controls were going to have. And especially in that time of heavy experimentation. It's like, it's the same reason I appreciate Secret Rings so much, for experimenting with a unique controller. Versus Sonic Colors, which is a game that clearly can work on a modern controller if done correctly. Too bad it wasn't done correctly. So,
I think it definitely does feel like that early mobile phone type experience, and I do appreciate it for that as well. But I don't know. I feel like if this game released on mobile and it had the name Sonic the Portable or whatever it was going to be called, then it would have been fine. And then if they brought it to console with these changes and made it, like this, I think people would have just been fine with it, But because it's called Sonic 4, it has to be the worst thing in the world. Because, if we judge it as a Sonic 4, it's not good. And that's just the plain truth of it. It's not at all a sequel to Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Like everyone talks about Sonic Advance as being like the true Sonic 4, and like I guarantee you if that was called Sonic 4, we'd probably still be unhappy.
Yeah, because people would be like, why can't I transform into Super Sonic? Why is
people would say, why is Sonic Eyes green?
Okay, that's another thing I was going to bring up. So, Sonic 4 is kind of the originator of the modern dichotomy we currently have between classic and modern Sonic. Obviously, back in the day, there were people who were like, man, I don't like how Sonic looks in these modern games, or in these newer games. I like how he looked on the Genesis. And then they make this game, call it Sonic 4, but it's still using the modern design because that's just who Sonic is at this stage in Sonic's history, People are, of course, going to be like, why the fuck doesn't he look like the Sonic from the other Genesis games? This is stupid. And then we get Generations, which actually makes the hard split between classic and modern Sonic. And that's where we've been stuck ever since. I don't know if I like the hard split between modern and Sonic, personally.
This looks like a fan game. This is what fan games do. Or fan hacks and such.
This is the most, automated stage. But it's fun. I like the card gimmick. That's a thing. This is a very simple
This is where
Sonic
the
thing.
Gimmick stage was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't played this one before then.
Yeah, that's the thing. This game, it is a very simple 2D Sonic game, but I think they do a good job at making each act feel like its own thing. Whereas even in classic Sonic, a lot of the times Act 1 through Act 2 or 3 would all just kind of feel the exact same as one another. In this, you get like 3 completely different Casino Sonic stages for each of the acts. In this, you get 3 different Splash Hill like stages for each of those acts. It's like they do a really good job at making each stage feel unique compared to the others. It's still like very basic stuff, you know, but here's your Mega Man block jumping.
No, you see, the Mega Man blocks don't disappear. So it's not a Mega Man block puzzle.
You said the Mega Man blocks don't disappear?
I said that wrong. The blocks don't disappear, so it's... Shut up. I want to bring up the other heavily debated part of this game. What are your thoughts on the music?
I have a soft spot for it. I like the melodies quite a bit for most of the stages, but it's pretty forgettable, all things considered. It's not anything worth whining about, Sonic fans.
I like Splash Hill. I like all 3 music tracks there. The T-Lopes version helps a lot. And then I like Sylvania Castle. And that's kind of all I can remember off the top of my head.
I think the Mad
Gear
stages are pretty
Metal
good.
Sonic's music as well is pretty good.
I think the Mad Gear stages are pretty good. I think the Sky Fortress stages are pretty good.
I just don't remember the music then, so I couldn't tell you.
I mean, you'll hear it when we get to it, because we are doing both episodes. Not right in a row. We're going to do episode 1 here, and then we're going to do a break with another game, and then we'll do episode 2. But, you know, we will be getting to both of them relatively close to each other, and we will be seeing all of what this game has to offer. And, yeah. That special stage, for some reason in both episodes, I think Special Stage 5 is the hardest one in both Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2.
I don't think the special stages in this game are bad.
No,
I think they're a good attempt at making more fun Sonic 1 special stages. And Superstars went in a different direction for it, and I like both.
Yeah.
Especially, because, that one, if you weren't paying attention, there are blocks that become visible and transparent once you go through them, and you can't turn back. Usually, they're used as, a gate to tell you you're going the right way, and to make it so you have a better chance of succeeding, so you don't fall backwards and into more danger. In this, they're used as a trap. You fall into those, you now gotta get yourself out, and that wastes precious time. That's really cool. A really cool way to turn that around.
Yeah.
Good job, development team.
Yeah, it's see, there's good
also, hey,
shit
look, it's Springyard
in this game. Yeah, and Springyard is goated, so I am a happy boy.
It's not. I hate Springyard.
It's the best Sonic 1 stage. Easily.
That was 2 years ago, and I'm still mad about that.
It is the best Sonic 1 stage, still, to this day. Always will be. But anyways, I want to talk about this game in comparison to Sonic Superstars for a bit, because a lot of people were calling Sonic Superstars Sonic 4 Episode 3 when that came out. And
no.
It's not, but I can see where the argument is coming from, because Superstars very much feels like an Xbox Live Arcade Sonic game, if that makes sense. I think Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2 are infinitely more polished than Superstars, and that's not even a debatable thing, because these games are not buggy in the slightest, and Superstars, oh my god, is a buggy piece of shit. But the real difference, I think, if let's say Superstars came out in 2010 when this came out and it was called Sonic 4, I don't think anyone would have complained about that game, because it does feel more like a sequel to Sonic 3 and Knuckles than this by miles. it has the physics, it has the multiple playable characters.
Yeah, it even continues June's arc where he writes everything as he normally does and then replaces it with odd synth choices.
Yeah.
I don't think the synths are bad, but the songs clearly work better on a guitar.
Even the soundtrack of Superstars does have a lot of Sonic 4 vibes to it.
It does.
Which is crazy that Jun Senoue still feels like he has to make classic Sonic music that way. I don't like it. like I like the songs generally, but I think especially in Superstars case, I think the Sonic 4 tracks are better than any of Jun's tracks in Superstars. Personally, like Superstars has the benefit I can see that argument. Superstars has the benefit of having other composers on it, so you get like T-Lope's tracks, you get tracks from people who have not really done classic Sonic style music before, and it's generally pretty good for the most part. But then Jun's tracks are just like Sonic 4 light. Music is what it feels like.
It's like, Jun, we know you can make music on your own really well, and we know you can collaborate with others really well. You know, case in point, his remixes in
Team Sonic Racing.
I was going to say Colors Ultimate as well. Are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what happened?
I don't know.
Why? How come the stuff he's making on his own just feels so much?
He makes great music, but then he makes sense. He can make great music on his own. It's just he has this weird ass fucking mentality with classic Sonic games, and he thinks the Sonic 4 synths sound like Genesis music, which they don't.
Honestly, he should just pull a Mick Gordon and use the Genesis as a synthesizer. And just record all the music from that. Because his Genesis tracks are kind of fire. You know. It literally has a Sonic Adventure track on Sonic 3D Blast, and it's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't get it. This is kind of like half the reason why, for Superstars, I was really excited about the idea of a Sonic 5 that was with the modern Sonic cast, because that's what it was rumored to be at the time. Because, like, if Jun was making the tracks and it was modern Sonic, maybe it wouldn't have been the same. Maybe it would have been, I don't know, less synth-heavy, but even then, this game still does that. So I don't know. I do not know. And there's the Sonic 4 physics trademark right in our face. So for people that don't know, they use the Sonic Rush physics engine as a basis for this game, which is pretty much the Sonic Advanced physics engine but stripped down to accommodate the boost. But they didn't bring back anything that they stripped down for the Rush games, so it just kind of feels like Sonic Rush without a boost button. Which Sonic Rush doesn't play badly if you play the levels without boosting. It's just a very shallow gameplay compared to classic Sonic momentum physics, you know?
Yeah.
But I think, you know, for my money, I think this still controls better than, like, say, classic Sonic in Generations. Because I like how classic Sonic controls in that game, but he has a little bit of fucking jank to him. Rolling doesn't even, like function at all in that game. It's really just overpowered spin dash. That's what makes it more fun. But, like, this plays very smoothly, and you can still do all the slope tricks that you could in the classics, like doing loop jumps to gain some speed, jumping off of an incline to gain a lot of height, you know? Like, all that's still here. It's just, there's no momentum behind it anymore, which I guess is why a lot of people are more down on it. I don't know. I've also played this game too much, so maybe I'm just used to how it controls.
I mean, that just happens with any Sonic game.
Yeah. Like, I can play the Forces classic Sonic levels pretty well and have some amount of fun with them.
I had fun with them when I played them. I think they're a little overhated, but
I just like the level design is pretty good for those. Actually, it's generally just I really dislike how he controls in those stages.
This was so hard to control on a touchscreen.
Yes,
my goodness, this was a nightmare with a D-pad on a touchscreen.
It is hard. It is hard to control with a fucking analog stick and a D-pad as well, because you have to be like mashing left.
See, but that's a lot easier to do without a touchpad.
It is, but you also can't just mash it, because if you go too fast, Sonic will fall off the other way.
See, but I can have fun with that, because I played games that do that before. I played other games that do that before, and I like it. Here, though, on a mobile screen,
yeah. I mean, I would say, I know, like, we've had this discussion in the past, and I know you like to joke around and be like, no, I'm never going to touch this. But I would generally say it's a pretty, it's not a horrible idea to play this game on the PC version or whatever. Fuck.
Oh, you cheater.
So for reference, you can pause and restart the special stages in these games for some reason, but if you fail them, you cannot retry them. So I was literally a pixel away from just failing the special stage and not being able to get it.
Yeah, that Ultra Instinct.
Yeah. So, it's good shit. I was amazed I was able to do that. But this special stage is, it kind of takes like all the gimmicks of the previous ones and puts them into like little rooms. You have to go around and collect.
Yeah, it's just a gauntlet rings. Where you have to get all the rings.
Yeah. I kind of like it. I like these special stages. I think the episode 2 special stages are actually way better, though. I don't know if you ever remember playing those, but
no, because I just remember I had a much easier time getting them, and I never replayed them. So,
well, they're basically like little boost levels, essentially, is how they play. So, like, they're really cool.
I know Sonic and Tails have the animation.
Where Sonic is jerking off, yeah.
Same as Sonic Adventure 2, bitch. Okay.
Same as Sonic Adventure 2, where Sonic and Shadow go super.
Yeah, but I played this first.
That's so sad.
Why? I'm sorry, I play games at a different rate.
Like Sonic 4, you played... It's just funny.
Look, Halo fans will understand this, but Halo 3 was the last Halo game I played. I think I played it like right before I played Halo 5, but I played every other Halo before that, including Halo 3 ODST. So, I play games in weird order sometimes, okay? It's just how I get them.
Uh-huh. I mean, I get it. It's just funny to think, oh yeah, I played Sonic 4 first. I know.
No, what amazes me is how I knew like most of Shadow's backstory.
I think
and even the plot of Shadow the Hedgehog, like before I even played Sonic Adventure 2. I just didn't know the finer details of like how that game's plot went.
Yeah.
I don't know where I learned this stuff from, but I knew it. I knew it from somewhere.
Right.
I must have read so many wiki articles when I was a kid. My goodness.
Okay, real quick, I just noticed this. I noticed this when I was recording as well. For some reason, when I recorded this, the screen for Sonic 4 went a little bit further down than what my monitor showed, and the darkness effect did not extend with it. So that little line at the bottom where there's like no darkness, that's not normally visible.
Gotcha.
So I don't know why my recording picked that up.
Okay, yeah, so this is another level I have never played, and I like how Supersonic already breaks the gimmick.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah, I always play this game with my classic Sonic mindset. The minecart's still here at least, but now it's just a jumping thing.
Dude, this thing was so much fun though in the original.
Don't let go of that D-pad when you get launched, by the way, because Sonic 4 physics will have you stop midair.
Dude, mobile gyro controls are underrated, and I will not stand for it.
I think that game is just a little too sensitive. Yeah, like with its mobile gyro controls. If that makes
Probably,
sense.
I don't remember. I'm only going off nostalgia here from a game I haven't played for like 14 years. So
That's fair. Yeah, I always play this with my classic Sonic mindset, where I get the emeralds as fast as possible and then just use Supersonic.
oh, see, this is a game I'd never replay because it has a level select. Honestly, it's amazing I even replay Sonic 3. But I don't do it often. I just replay levels. Because that's a level select.
This is one of the only 2D Sonic games I ever like just replay stages in, because for classic Sonic and for stuff like Sonic Rush and whatever, I'm always going from start to finish in those games. I'm not sure what it is. That's just how I like to play those games. With this, I can open it up and like do a speed run of Splash Hill and enjoy myself.
I just like having my end game level stuff where I can use Supersonic and such and break stages, or Hypersonic in the case of Sonic 3.
Hey, this Supersonic is pretty much equivalent to Hypersonic, if you think about it. We get the air dash. It's not multi-directional, but we do get the air dash. And this Supersonic can breathe underwater, just like Hypersonic.
That's actually how I played most of Sonic 1, because Sonic 1 on the GBA has a level select. So I did replay it the same way. It's probably why I got better at Scrap Rain Zone before I got better at Labyrinth Zone. I replayed that more often.
You chose to play Scrap Brain more than Labyrinth. I guess that's fair, because
look. Not only is Labyrinth really hard for a difficulty curve, you also have to play it with it's a level with a lot of slowdown because of the water. Now add that on an infamous port that has even more slowdown.
Yeah, Sonic Genesis is horrible.
Oh, I can't wait to replay it. I can't wait to record it.
Do not let this man convince you to play Sonic Genesis. Do not. I promise you, do not do it. It's horrible.
I'll play it over Sonic 4.
No. It has gotta be the like worst Sonic game. Other than like Labyrinth, maybe. I don't know.